Hi, I'm Suzelle, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Riviera Maya, Cancun in Mexico. So for the next 30 minutes of gentle yoga, you're going to have this beautiful view behind me while I enjoy a nice breeze and also an amazing view. What you're going to need, you're going to need a mat if you have one, but if not, don't stress. Use the carpet on the floor, use a blanket or a towel. I also have a chair with me I'd like to use today to help out with some of the moves, so feel free to bring one around or have a chair or couch nearby, a rail maybe. Water to hydrate, and make sure you have plenty of space. I like to be barefoot when I practice yoga. If you like your shoes on, keep them on. I don't recommend socks because they can be a little slippery. So here we go, let's get started. We're gonna start off just by finding balance. Balance is one of the major benefits of practicing yoga. We enhance our balance. So while we're finding the balance between each foot, you should be feeling the bottoms of your feet. Even if you're in shoes, you can feel it. Pushing down into your heel, lifting your heel, pushing down deeper into your toe as you shift your weight from side to side, but keeping your back straight and the crown of your head straight up to the ceiling. Yeah. Shoulders remain away from the ears and down the back throughout all of this practice that we have today. And we're going to try some breathing through the nose. It's okay to breathe through the mouth as long as you're breathing. That's the most important thing. Because yoga, it's all about the breath. It's the breath that moves us. So whether you breathe in when I say in or out when I say in, make sure you breathe. Still nice and easy, just bending those knees and warming up the knee joints. Keeping, again, the shoulders down the back. Let's keep our feet about hip width apart. That helps with our balance too. And then lift the toes up. See if they can separate just like my fingers are. Check out that polish. Separate them. And then see if you can put them right back down, keeping them separated. Ah, yeah, that's very therapeutic. Feels good. Sometimes feels a little achy, but it's good for you. Soft bend in the knees, always. Pulling belly in. Pull up on your pelvic floor, like if you were trying to zip up your jeans and they were kind of tight out of the dryer. Again, those shoulders, not only are they away from the ears, but they're down the back. So let's start off by helping ourselves remember to keep the heart open by bringing the hands right here at your chest in a prayer position. So this is my reminder. Reminds me that I'm going to lead from an open heart when I fold. I'm going to hinge from my waist to keep my heart and my chest open while I draw the shoulders down the back and keep everything lined up with the shoulders away from the ears. So this gentle reminder right here can continue to remember that, and we'll come back to this place too. So breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Always take a nice big gulp of air, open that mouth, it's all good. So as we keep lined up, our knees are soft, belly pulled in, lifting up the pelvic floor, shoulders down the back, and the heart is open. We have the crown of our head that just goes straight up to the sky for me, or the ceiling. So everything's lined up, right? All one long line. And let's breathe. In and out through the nose if it works for you. Take a nice slow dip to one side with your ear to that shoulder and then bring it back up. Same thing to the other side. And bring it back up. Have you been on your phone today or maybe your computer? Yeah. Let's do it again. And take it down the other side. Bring your hands on your hips. Draw the shoulders down your back and give yourself a nice back bend here. So you can just see how my heart is open even more. Yeah. Hands here to remind yourself to bend and hinge from the waist when we do our forward folds. If you prefer, and sometimes I do it, I bring my big toes together and I keep my heels slightly separated. Rock back and forth there and see how that feels. Rolling over to the toes and back into the heels. It's a little harder to keep your balance when your feet are closer together, so it's your decision on how this works. So coming to the top of your mat, find the place that feels best for you. And let's take an inhale. Reaching the arms out to the sides, taking them to the sky or right here in a V. And then bend your knees, place your hands on those knees. Does that feel nice? There's a nice stretch in your back here. Now look down at your toes, exhale. And we're gonna inhale back up all the way. Here we go, inhale. And exhale, shoulders down the back. Let's do that again. Inhale, your arms to the sky. And then exhale your hands on your thighs, look down at the toes. When you inhale now, draw those shoulders back and maybe get your legs a little straighter without locking out those knees. And then exhale, look down again. See if you can spread out those toes again as you breathe in and out through your nose. And make sure they come down. Breathe. Inhale back up. And exhale your hands to the heart center, opening up that chest. Let's try this again a different way. We're going to reach the palms to the sky. And now we're going to open out to the sides as we exhale, hands on the thighs, look down at your toes. Inhale, feel the shoulders come down the back, pull the bellies in. And then exhale down at the toes again. Inhale the arms back out to the sides as you come straight up, hinging from the waist, and then bring the hands back to heart center, exhale. Breathe here a couple breaths, and let's do that again. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the sides and hands drop onto the knees. Inhale, draw the shoulders back and look over those toes. Exhale, look down. Inhale ourselves all the way back up and touch, bring your hands together as we bring it right straight down. Exhale. And let's keep this going. Inhale. Exhale, arms out and down. Look down at your toes. Inhale, shoulders come down the back. Do you feel yourself get long here? And then exhale, look down at your toes. Inhale one more time all the way up. And then exhale your hands right in the chest center so you can remind yourself to bring those shoulders down the back. Great. Is that chair nearby? I'm going to grab mine. And I'm going to add a downward facing dog to this sun salutation without having to bend too far forward. So here we go. And inhale. Exhale, hands come down on your knees. Inhale, shoulders draw down the back as you look out over your toes. Exhale your hands onto that chair and step back. Maybe 1 foot, 1.5 feet back. Inhale, bring your heart open. Now we're going to hinge from the waist again, but this time slide back and feel a nice stretch here. Fingers wide if you can. Don't grip your chair and look straight down. So your knees are bent. You should feel a nice tug in the lower back. Also, you should feel yourself, feel a stretch in your upper shoulders as you draw those shoulders down the back, separating your ears from your shoulders. So we're breathing in this down dog. There's usually 5 breaths in down dog. I think we've done it already. So inhale, look up. Exhale, walk your feet back. Bring your arms out to the sides, inhale. And hands come back down to heart center. Do that again, inhale. Exhale the hands down and bring them right on the knees with the bent knees, shoulders down the back. Lengthen those legs and lengthen the chest. And then exhale your hands down on the chair and step back. Inhale. Exhale, drop back into that downward facing dog. Soft knees, shoulders down the back. Look straight down. Hinging from the waist, pulling the belly in. Breathing a couple more breaths here in downward facing dog. Take it 2 more. And 1 more. Inhale, step up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, come all the way up with the thumbs. And then exhale to your chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to knees. Inhale, shoulders down the back. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog, and hold. Look down so your neck is in line with your shoulders and back. One more breath in downward facing dog. Let's take an inhale here and look up, and then exhale your feet up. Inhale your arms to the sky, and bring your hands to heart center. One more time in the sun salutation. Let's inhale. Exhale, hands on the knees. Inhale, shoulders down the back as you lengthen the legs and the chest. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Shoulders down the back, feel that stretch. Lift your heels up and down and bend the knees. Lift your heels up and down and bend the knees. 2 more times, up, down. Nothing changes on the upper body. And up, down, bend the knees. Good. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, step back up. Inhale, arms out to the sides, bring it to the sky, and then bring it right back down to your heart center. How are you feeling? Let's keep going. How about that? We're going to add a warrior pose to this. So I like to keep the chair here. If you want to keep it, keep it. Otherwise, you can move it out of the way. But I would like to do some more downward facing dogs with this. So breathe. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down onto the knees. Inhale, shoulders down the back, lean out. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Draw your hips back, soft knees, look down. One more breath in, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Open the heart. Inhale, and then step 1 foot forward. You pick. The other one comes back. So your front foot's forward, toes forward. When you stretch the other leg back, your foot is at an angle. You can let go of that chair if you want, keeping the front knee bent, and pull your arms to the sky, either V, straight up, or even together in your warrior 1 pose. So your feet are separated, your heel is down. If it feels better for you to hang on to that chair, you can still do this pose. You can lift up that heel, it might be easier. Otherwise, that front knee is bent. We're breathing through the nose. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, hands down. Step the front leg back into that downward facing dog. Shoulders draw down the back. Look down at your toes. Feel your back stretch. Feel the backs of the legs stretch. One more inhale. Exhale. Bring the other leg forward. And step your back leg back just slightly, a little bit more probably than where it was. Front knee stays bent. When you're ready, and if you want, we're going to come into that warrior pose. So V arms, centered or together. Where are the shoulders? Down the back. And you should be looking straight ahead. I know you're looking at me, but that might be straight ahead. So breathing into that front knee being bent and the stretch coming down this side of the leg with the heel down. If you prefer to hang on to your chair, it might be easier to bring that leg up a little bit and keep your heel up. Nice. One more breath. Exhale, hands down. Step that leg up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your chest. And again, inhale. Hands come down on the knees. Last set. Shoulders down the back, look out over your toes. Hands on your chair, step back, downward facing dog. Let's just do 2 breaths here in downward facing dog. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, the first leg that you put forward, bring it forward and step the other leg back, keeping the front knee bent. When you're ready, if you want to remove the hands from the chair, bring it up. Let's breathe here, one more breath. Exhale, hands down. Step that leg back, downward facing dog, exhale. And then inhale and exhale a couple more breaths. Switching legs. Take that leg forward on an inhale and then bring your other leg back just a little bit more than it was. Back is straight. Front knee is bent. Inhale, warrior one. Breathe. We're going to open out into warrior two. So your chair's handy. If you need, you can bring that hand down. Open your legs a little wider. Keeping that knee down. If you want to hang on to your chair, feel free. Otherwise, bring your arms straight out. Thumbs up. And breathe. So your legs are just slightly wider than you were in your first warrior. Warrior two. You want to try to keep this all lined up and try to keep this hip from dropping in. So if you can, move it back. Use that chair if you need, even a chair on this side. Warrior two. Breathing a couple more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, both hands on that chair. Bring your leg up. And switch legs. That front knee is bent. The back leg comes back just a little bit more than before. And when you open out, your arms should go straight across. So here, you're on the other leg. Your arms should be straight across your body. So I just turned so you could see me, but you should be the other leg should be in front. So it would be this leg, the opposite one. So shoulders down the back, front knee bent, heel down. If you want to use your chair for balance, you can bring that leg up closer and lift your heel. And honestly, you want to look over that front hand if you can. So breathe a couple more breaths here in warrior two. Last one. One more inhale. You should be facing your chair. Bring your leg forward. Let's go back into one more downward facing dog. And I'm going to do another 3 breaths here, just because I like downward facing dog. Breathe in, one more breath. Stepping up to the top of your mat. Both feet come together or slightly separate. Inhale, arms come up. And then bring your hands to heart center. All right, if you might want to keep your chair because I want to do a little balance pose right now. Concentrating on some balance moves. So a chair's handy to keep from wobbling, but you might want to test your balance and work on it without any support. So we're going to do tree pose. But you can do it with what we call the kickstand, so your tree doesn't have to have a big high limb. But if you'd like to keep your chair handy, keeping those 4 corners of the foot down, soft bend in the knee. Just bring that ankle to ankle. And your hands come to heart center with the shoulders down the back. Again, hang here, because it's definitely a little challenging for balance. If you like to try, test your balance even more, you can bring up that foot just a little higher and lower it down. How did that work for you? Let's switch sides. So again, find your 4 corners in that standing leg and make sure that the knee is slightly bent. And we'll go right into our kickstand tree pose. Shoulders are where? Down the back. Smiling, breathing in and out through the nose. Challenge yourself if you want. Bring it on up. It's a challenge for me. And bring it down. Nice. Let's come back up to the top of our mat. With or without your chair. Inhale. Exhale, hands down on the thighs. Inhale, shoulders come back behind you, and we're stepping back with one leg. Keep that heel up if you can, and grab your chair if you need support. Bring your arms up, and then drop down into that back knee slightly. Hold this pose. You should feel a good stretch right here. We're going to take the arm of the front leg and move it forward as the arm of the back leg comes back. So you might feel a little twist or just a stretch in your shoulder. And then bring those arms straight up and see if you can switch it. There's a little more balance control. Breathe. Arms come back up. Hands come to chest and step your back leg forward. How'd that work? Drop your hands down to your sides. Inhale. Hands drop down to the chest. Inhale that other leg back. Lift up your heel. Arms can come into a V shape. And then if it feels right, drop down into that knee slightly in the back. Hang on to that front chair if you need, because this does challenge your balance. What's helpful is to find something like right in front of you that you can focus on. Maybe not me, because I'm wobbling. It helps our balance. So the same arm and leg. Breathing in and out through your nose. Reach the arms up and change. So it's the opposite arm forward. It doesn't have to go in front of the knee. If any of this doesn't feel right, don't do it. It can be a little challenging with your arm behind you. You can just do one arm forward. And then bringing that back leg forward, grab a hold of the chair if you want. Bring feet together. And inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Stepping the other leg back. Back into warrior two. Keeping your shoulders down the back. If you can bring your forearm on that leg, you can raise the other arm to the sky. And this is going to give us a side angle pose. Or hands on the chair. If your arm is on your thigh, you can use it to maybe make it a little bit longer and bring that into more of a diagonal. Straight line. Nice. One more breath. Exhale, bring it back up with your toes forward. So what we're just going to do is do the same thing, but face the other way. So again, if you need your chair, have it handy. Bend into that front knee, just like we were going to go into another warrior. Warrior two. Knees bent, arms out, thumbs up, shoulders down the back. And when you're ready, if you want to bring that arm down, this arm comes up, or hang on to your chair and get the same feeling of this nice long diagonal. Feel that stretch, the upper and lower back. And if you want, you can look down, or you can look up toward the sky. Whatever fits for you. One more inhale, hand on the chair or bring it up. We call this T position. Toes are forward, shoulders down the back, thumbs up. We're going to do one more pose, standing. It's called triangle pose. And again, you might want to use your chair. Don't do what I'm doing. I would just find your chair. I'm just trying to move mine around so you can see what I'm doing. So, triangle pose. Legs are straight. We're going to tip the hip as we move the chest this way. So the hip goes out here toward my swim out and the ocean. My arm comes here on this chair. This leg stays straight too. Soft bend in the knees. And the arm comes up. So the difference between this move and the one we did before are the straight legs. One of the differences. So we're making a triangle here. So breathe, or your hand can rest on your thigh. if you don't need the chair for balance. Let's breathe one more and then bring it up. T position. Thumbs up, toes forward. Turning on your mat. If you need your chair, just switch legs. Legs are straight this time. You're going to tip your hip just slightly as you reach. And then the straight leg, it stays slightly bent. Your hand can be on the thigh, or if you have your chair there, use it. Breathe the arm up. Feel a nice stretch as you drop this hip back. These legs are energizing straight up. Hand to the sky. You can actually try to find your hands up there, or look down, or straight ahead. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale back to our T position. And here, let's bring our feet forward just like we have. So toes are forward, hands on hips. Open the shoulders big, like we've got a little back bend here. Do you feel that back bend? Open it out. Keeping the knees bent, let's just fold forward slightly. Hands on the thighs, look down. Draw those shoulders down the back. And then heel toe, if you can, to bring your feet underneath your hips. Hands on the thighs, bring it up slowly. And if you feel comfortable coming to the mat on the floor for a couple more moves, come on down with me. If not, you can do some of these moves in your chair or continue to stand. So if we're going to come down, we're going to drop one knee, hand on the thigh, and then bring it on down in the seated position with your legs forward, your feet flexed as if you're still standing. Your back is straight and your shoulders are down your back. Breathing here. Hands come next to your hips. Push your palms down to the mat. Draw the shoulders down your back and look at your toes. And then bring your chin down just slightly and try to contract all your muscles. Make all your muscles really, really strong. Maybe see your legs wiggle. Look down. Breathe in and out through the nose. Breathe. And then release, exhale. Take an inhale and feel yourself get tall out of your hips. And then fold. You can bend the knees. Just fold slightly. We're hinging from the waist, keeping the heart open, the back straight. If you bend your knees, hamstrings won't be as stretched out, but your lower back might feel a nice stretch. And just breathe into this lovely stretch and what feels right for you. And bring it back up. Let's take one leg in, and if it feels comfortable, cross your legs. If crossing your legs doesn't feel right, just keep them straight out in front. You know, also you can put a pillow underneath, and you can actually sit on a pillow, and it makes crossing your legs even easier. So I didn't bring one out with me, but that's a good tool to help you find your balance again in your seated position. So we're just going to rest for the last 1 minute while we're here. Close your eyes and let one hand fall into the other palm. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel the shoulders drawing down. Now let go of any tension that you have. And if your seating position is not feeling right, find yourself down on the mat on your back in Shavasana where you can feel all stretched out. If this feels good for you as a stretch, go for it. And just breathe. You can stay here as long as you want, but we probably ought to get back up. So if you're going to get back up, bring one hand down onto the knee, one on your other knee, and using your chair or just standing right back up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Suzelle, coming to you from beautiful Mexico in the Riviera Maya, Cancun area. I hope you enjoyed your day of gentle yoga, your 30 minutes. Give yourself a hand or a pat on the back for doing this for yourself today. I'll see you next time, somewhere amazing.